everyone, so I am back again with another YouTube video. I know it's been super long since I've made one. I think probably about maybe a year or longer. Okay, so this is gonna be like a little Q&A video. Please don't mind the background. I just moved into a new house and it's still a little bit messy. So I'm gonna be answering some questions that you guys have for me that I put up on my story. And there's actually a really good question. Okay, let's read them. Hold on. Okay, so the first question is, what made you want to start your own business? And I get this question like so much. I get this question all the time. If you guys have followed my journey for a while now, you guys know that I am a mom and I do have a 4-year-old daughter. So before I started my store, I actually was just not really doing much in general. Like I wasn't going to school, I wasn't working. So I was like really bored at home, and I was like, I want to go back to work. Like I want to do something. And my husband's mom was like, no, like why would you want to go back to work? Like, you know, like you don't want to work for somebody else. And I was like, yeah, that's true. So we ended up coming up with like this idea, and we pretty much started we literally started from scratch. So I guess but here's the thing though, even like years before, probably in 2000, like I want to say 2014, 2015, I really want to start, like I want to start like a website. I just didn't really know what. And then fast forward to, I want to say 2018 is when we really started getting like the ball rolling on everything. And we pretty much started from me being bored at home and having nothing to do. I know it's kind of lame, but that's just how it went. Okay, on to the next question. Somebody asked, what are the challenges in owning a clothing store? Okay, so I feel like this question, okay, so how do I answer this? Okay, so there's a lot of challenges with owning a store. There's a lot of challenges, especially when you are starting from scratch and you really don't have anybody there to guide you. When you don't have anybody there to turn to and like ask like a simple question, I pretty much did everything with YouTube's help and Google. And at the time, Shopify was really good of like, you could like be on the phone with them and you could literally ask them like step by step, like, hey, how do I do this? Like, hey, how do I fix this? They don't even have phone support anymore. They kind of suck for that. But before, it was like a lot easier than what it is now. But I think that's probably the most challenging part, is that I don't really have anybody to ask like, hey, how do you do this? Oh, well, I don't want to say anybody, because now as I'm probably about 2 years in, now that I'm gotten more like a little bit established, I do have some other friends who own their own stores, and we kind of, you know, we ask each other questions all the time. We kind of talk to each other about sales and whatnot. But I do want to say that in the sense of like, before when I first started, I literally had nobody to be like, hey, this and that, you know. So I think that's the hardest part. And also I think let me say this, one of the hardest parts about running your own business is all of the ups and downs, because there's days when I have like really good days, you know, and I'm like, oh fuck yeah, like this is like awesome, like I'm really doing the damn thing. And then there's days where it sucks, like, you know, there is times where, you know, sales are really slow. Okay, wait, before I forget, I want to say this. If there's any small stores or up-and-coming stores watching this, let me tell you guys something that I wish anybody would have told me this. Nobody told me this, and I kind of just had to figure it out all by myself. But I want to say, and I think it might be different. It might be a little bit different for some stores, but this is how it is for my store. And it fluctuates like a little tiny bit, but let me tell y'all, there is a slow season, okay? There is a fucking slow season, and it is typically, for me, it is typically November, December. What comes after December? January? November, December, January. November, December, January, and then, wait. November, December, January, February, towards February, they're slow months. Like, they're slow. And I want to say this, okay, so November is really great. I don't know how to explain this. Okay, November is really great because you have Black Friday. So in November, you're probably going to make the most money that you, I don't know how to explain this. In November, you're probably going to make the most money that you probably make, like that. Okay, hold on. November, you're probably going to make the most money that you make the most in all of the months, if that makes sense. But all the other days are going to be really slow. So technically November is super, super amazing because of Black Friday and whatnot. My first like Black Friday, I made something like 3 times of what I typically made in a day. I don't, something like that. And then last November, which was the one that just passed, like our sales, like obviously because it was Black Friday, skyrocketed, and I really, really got myself together for that day. And I think I want to say I ended up bringing in 85 new styles that day. So I was packed with inventory, and I was ready to go. Like I was really gonna do it. Anyway, so, but besides the actual November, the actual like Black Friday and Cyber Monday, the other days are pretty slow for November and whatnot. And then December is also slow because everybody is pretty much trying to shop for like them, not themselves, but like their family, like their mom, their dad, you know, whatever it is. And I'm not really like a gift shop. Like I'm not like a multi type of place. Like I'm not like a guy and girl store. I'm mainly girl store. And I mainly sell like, I don't really sell like gift type of stuff. So I did bring in pajamas, you know, just for Christmas to get it a little bit like into like gifting and whatnot. But in general, December is pretty slow for me, just because what I just explained. But what is it? January and February, they're also pretty slow. So if you are a store and you're kind of like struggling during those months, like know that that's normal. Like that's fucking normal. Like that is like that's fine. Like, and this is what I actually prepared myself for this year, because last year I was stressing. Last year I was like, what is going on? Like nobody wants to buy my shit. Like what the fuck, you know? But then hit March. Then March came along, and it's also crazy because, you know, COVID happened, but March, everything was back to normal. Everything was up, like, selling out and whatnot. But before, nobody told me nothing, you know? And so I just want to tell you guys, if you are a store or if you have a business, and I know that it's not just me, because a lot of stores tell me the same thing, like, oh, you know, like, my sales are slow, blah, blah. That's perfectly normal. If you're able to put money aside or have campaigns already like ready to like make the ball roll, as you know, it's November, December, January, February, the slow months, like do that, you know, be prepared. Like letting you all know, like if you have a store, don't worry about it, don't trip, just for next year, next time, have a little bit more preparation, have some money set to the side, and have all of your ducks in a row pretty much. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. Okay, you guys always ask me this question, and I I always get like so like shy to talk about my pregnancy and like Danny and whatnot. Me and Danny were I don't want to say technically teen parents, but technically teen parents, because I am a year older than Danny. So Danny was I think Danny was about 18 and I was already 19 when we had Kaylani. I just get so shy talking about this, but yeah, you know, we were teen parents. I want to say it was really hard at the beginning, because just like my store, nobody really prepared me for what was to come and for a fucking baby. Like nobody prepared me. I mean, like, yeah, obviously I had my mom and everybody, but you know, mom does have her own kids, and yeah, I don't know, but yeah, we did become parents at a young age, and we were let's see then, but we were literally kids ourselves. Like we were pretty much fresh out of high school. Like it was maybe like one day I'll sit down and make a YouTube video specifically on that, because me and Danny are really cool now, but before we used to like hate each other, and we used to like fight so much, and we were fucking crazy, okay? But now we're like settled, we're cool, like, you know. But anyway, that's a different story. Another question that I have on here is, how did you grow your social media? So my social media, and I'm so happy that I was able to grow my social media myself. Like I really built my brand myself, and I'm always so happy and so blessed that I was able to do that. Like I mentioned previously, I didn't have anybody to guide me. I didn't have anybody really promote, like I really did not have anybody promoting for me at all whatsoever. There's a lot of like brands out there that already have like so many connections and already have so many people promoting for them, because I can truly say that I built my brand myself from scratch. I think I want to say about growing your brand, like growing your Instagram or growing any type of platform, is that you really have to stay consistent. Whether you're getting 300 likes or whether you're getting 3 likes, you really have to be on top of it. Because listen, you're gonna have people, like you're gonna have, like I just said, either 300 people or 3 people, it doesn't matter. You're gonna have those people looking at your shit. Even if you have like 3 people or like 5 people, whatever, like a really low amount. I literally started my Instagram, I grew it literally from just like, I think when I first started, I had like nobody on there. I had like a few people liking my shit and whatnot. And what really helped me was like hashtags and like, this is what I would do all day back then, is I would comment hella shit on hella girl, not like mean stuff, like I would comment like hearts and like emojis on girls pages, just try to get their attention. And that's the type of thing that I just had to do, because I was like nobody. I was small, you know, nobody knew who I was. So you pretty much just like bringing brand awareness through like an Instagram post or an ad or an influencer. You're trying to get their attention, you know. So that's what I had to do. And at the time, I didn't know about Instagram ads. I didn't really know about email marketing. I didn't know about none of that. Like I said, I started it like because I was fucking bored at home. So when I first started my store, I literally didn't have like a sale until I think like 4 months in, and I was like almost ready to give up. And then Black Friday started, and I got a good amount, like not crazy, not like freaking crazy, but I did get a good amount of sales, and that's kind of what started everything. Well, that's actually what allowed me to continue to buy merchandise, because at that point I'm not even kidding when I says, at that point I had put in about $10,000 and I still had not gotten a sale, and I was really like frustrated. I was really like, oh, like why did I do this? Like I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, because I technically didn't. So Black Friday came around and I was able to get more merchandise with that money. And then after November, December was kind of slow again, because like I mentioned, you know, gifts and whatnot. But then everything picked back up around February, and after like February, like I want to say after March, I was kind of already getting the hang of it. So, you know, to really grow your audience, grow your Instagram, you always want to stay consistent. Like I just cannot stress that enough. Whether it is Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, you have to keep on posting. Even if like there's only 3 people, you want to show those 3 people that, hey, I'm still here, I'm still selling this, I'm still showing y'all what I got. You're able to reach out to an influencer and get them to like post your product, or get them to like, you know, accept a little like brand deal with you. I would 100% do that. Like you should definitely try to broaden your audience. It always is about reaching the most audience at the end of the day. So if you're able to do it. I would 100% recommend it. And then there is Instagram, Facebook ads, same thing. Personally, I love to do them. Like I'm a really big ads person. I love to do this. I want to say I love to do this as opposed to an influencer, only because you kind of can like pick like you can pick your audience on the Facebook ads. You can literally get like your audience from like a whole other website. Like you could do a lookalike audience from a whole other website. You could pretty much get their audience engaged to your website. And there's a whole bunch of different things that you could do with Facebook ads. I 100% recommend them. It's just my preference. I love to do them. And also, you literally, if you see that an ad is not working, you turn it off. You could turn that shit off. Like, you don't have to spend your money if it's not fucking working, you know? So, I love Facebook ads. But those are my favorite, you know, ways to grow your audience. Okay, let me see if there's another question that I can answer. Okay, somebody asked, what makes you such a driven person? You're honestly so inspiring. And that's so sweet. I love that question or that statement. I feel like what makes me so driven, one, is these bills for sure. But second of all is I literally want more for myself and for my family, like my sisters, my brother, and my daughter, of course, I want them to have more than what I had. And I especially want to be that type of person, that, not that type, I want to be that person for them, that they can come to me and be like, hey, like I need money, or like, hey, I have this business idea, can you fund it? Or you know, like with school, like, hey, can you pay for my tuition? Or like, hey, can you buy me this? Like, I want to be that type of person for my siblings, because growing up, I didn't really have anybody that I can ask, like, hey, like, you know, can I borrow money, or like, can I get help with this, or that type of thing. So that definitely, you know, I feel like when you grew up in I feel like when you grew up, you know, not really having to rely, not really being able to rely on somebody, um, it's hard, you know, growing up not having somebody to rely on, it's really hard. So I really want to be that person that my siblings and my daughter can rely on. I want them to always be able to know that they have kind of like a safety net to fall back on. And saying this, I also want to say that before, like literally like a year ago, like before like last year, or no wait, oh, before this, wait, hold on, before like I'm lying. Before like 7 months ago, I was really, really horrible with my money. I would legit blow through all my money. Me and Danny used to go on like all these crazy trips. We would travel, go here and there, and then we would just buy like crazy, just like crazy shit that we didn't need. And one thing that really got me fucked up is that I would like literally eat out like every day, like 3 to 4 times a day. I don't do that anymore, thank God. Now I pretty much I try to be as frugal as I can. And I feel like that's another thing, is that, literally nobody tells you what to do with your money when you start making money, especially when you didn't come from a lot of money. Like, you don't really have any idea with what to do with your money. Or somebody that makes like a whole bunch of money, or even, you know, even if you make a minimum wage, put some of it aside. Like, put some of it aside and be your own safety net. Like, save your freaking money. Like, you don't need hella shoes all the time. You don't need hella clothes all the time. Like, you don't need to eat out every single day. Like, put some money to the side. And you know, I really want to make actually a whole other video about like tips to like save money and like be able to grow your money, because nobody told me shit when I was making hella money. And I feel like it's so important to. Okay guys, so that's pretty much it. I am done answering these questions because this video got really long. But I am definitely going to start making more YouTube videos. And if you have any type of suggestion, please DM me or leave me a comment below. Thank you guys. Bye.